Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 17th season of MBA Jam, which is organized by SMHRD. And in this particular flagship event of ours, we, the Snap 99 percentilers of Snap 2023, we share our personal strategies, all the tips and tricks that we used during our preparation, and that helped us in getting the 99 percentile. We would like to ask all of you to please kindly interact with us. Let's keep it a question and answer based session, an interactive one, so that you can come up with all the doubts that you have, and we are here to address all your doubts. So before beginning, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Mritika Bhattacharya. Currently, I'm pursuing MBA in Sales and Marketing from SCMHRD, and I secured 99.02 percentile in SNAP 2023. I have with myself
Hello everyone, my name is Shivangi Sinha and I am currently pursuing my MBA in Business Analytics at SCMHRD Pune, and I had secured a 99.25 percentile in my SNAP 2023 attempt.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Sarthak Arora, and I'm currently pursuing Human Resources MBA in SCMHRD, and I'm a member of Admissions and PR team at SCMHRD. I scored a 99.17 percentile in my SNAP 2023, and I think without further ado, we'll start. No.
So, starting with the important dates that are there for us right now. So, for the people who have already registered for SNAP exam, the last date to register for your colleges and specifically for SCMHRD is the 7th of December. So, if you've not registered yet, 7th is the date for you. You have to do it before that, and you have to secure your registrations with your preferable colleges by the 7th of December. So, do hurry up if not yet done. And then followed by that would come your SNAP test dates that are on the 8th, 15th, and 21st of December. So go about that when you attempt your SNAP. Your test results are tentatively to be declared on the 8th of January. And the shortlist announcement that would follow, that would be on the 17th of January. And then the GEPI process would begin in the last week of January onwards. So this is the entire timetable and the dates that we are going to follow to make your seat at Symbiosis at SCMHRD specifically. And this is what we will be following. So note down the important dates. The last date of registration for SCMHRD is the 7th of December. So hurry up if you've not yet done that. So moving on. So this is the SCMHRD registrations page. Here, if you see, when you're done with your personal details filling and the document filling stage, when you get an option to select all your preferable colleges, and here you can see all the college lists that are there. So you need to select all your preferable colleges that you want to apply for this year by clicking on the check boxes alongside the name of the college. So for SCMHRD, you can see all the programs that SCMHRD offers is listed in this list. So you can see MBA at SCMHRD, MBA IDM, and then MBA Business Analytics. So you can select your preferred courses, preferably all the three, and then you can move ahead and select, make the payment and confirm your registration with the colleges. So that is how SCMHRD registrations would work. Moving on.
Okay, now let us share some of the very important tips for the different sections that come in SNAP. And we will see that these are some of the tips and tricks that we used that greatly helped us in getting 99 percentile. So starting with the general English section. So you must be knowing that in general section, we have 15 questions. And one of the tips you can say that I realized during my preparation is to keep your base, that is the grammar, very strong. It is not very hi-fi level English, but the very basic things of grammar, like the tenses, the parts of speech, and all these small and simple things that you must have learned within your 10th standard maximum. But these things come into play when you are appearing for SNAP, and they help you a lot. Yes, so strengthen the grammar basics to tackle all the different types of problems, the questions that come. Practice questions on reported speech tenses, subject-verb agreement, as I've mentioned, basic grammar. Yes, another important tip I would like to address is learning a lot of new words. And although you can go through books, where like the root words and all are given from where you can learn new words. What I personally did was I did not enjoy reading just words. I used to rather read newspapers or articles in which I used to counter the new words, and I used to find out the meaning of those particular words, and I had to write down sentences with those words. In this way, I felt that I could remember those words in the context of a sentence for a longer period of time, rather than just remembering the words and their meanings. And another very important thing that I would like to share is try to finish the general English section within the first or last or middle, but do not take more than 7 to 8 minutes, because the verbal section, uh, you have questions that you either know or you don't know. It's not that if you think hard, you will come with an answer, or you have to solve something, calculate something, nothing like that. So if you feel that you are not confident with the particular question's answer, just skip it, move on to the next one. And for 15 questions, do not spend more than 7 to 8 minutes, because you can actually utilize this time in the other two sections where you actually need time to calculate or solve. Yeah. Memorize idioms and proverbs. These are very important in every snap paper. Every slot of every year, I would say, you will at least find one or two questions coming from the different idioms. So again, reading a lot of articles help me, books help me in encountering a lot of idioms, phrases. And again, I used to keep a track of all the new ones that I would learn. For now, I wouldn't suggest you to go through a book, but every day, if you keep 15 minutes of your time for reading some newspapers or articles, you can actually uh, encounter all the questions that come from the idioms, right? And again, focus your time by reading regularly, as has been mentioned already. Yes. Okay. Moving on to the next slide, please. Tips for the analytical and the logical reasoning. The first step for this section is definitely practice various types of problems. Unless you encounter lots and lots of problems, you will be stuck with a particular set of questions, and that will not help you in, enlarging your problem solving skills. So you have to encounter different types of problems. Solve puzzles regularly, because I have realized that when I started solving puzzles, that really helped me in enhancing my logical, analytical reasoning skills. Another very important thing, what we tend to do is when we are going through a question, we tend to take a lot of assumptions into encounter. Shivangi, would you please like to continue?
Sure, yeah. So moving on, if you see the other techniques or strategies that we followed to prepare for the logical reasoning part. So there are certain series and sequences that we practice. So that all of this comes with practice, I would say, and that was my strategy of how to excel in this particular section of logical reasoning. So this is how you proceed, and this is how you solve about this question. It is all about time management and how quick you are able to crack a particular question, and that would definitely come when you go about practicing it more and more. So you come across a lot of different questions that are there. So that is how you will be able to predict a certain pattern when you go for the D-Day of the exam. So my suggestion here in this section is specifically from my personal experience would be to go about solving a lot of mock and practice exercises to excel and to predict for a pattern when you go about in this section. Moving on to the next slide. So coming to the tips for quantitative ability. So in here, you have to memorize fractions of percentages to make your calculations easier. The very first step and the very basic step. So since we are in the last leg of our preparations, keeping it, in mind, all the fractions and the percentages so that our calculations can be, a little sped up. So that is something that should be focused right now in this section. Moving on, we have Vedic maths and shortcuts to streamline the calculation. Again, a very important factor. Making our calculations shorter and spending more time in analyzing a question and how to go about it. That is how we should plan how we are going to attempt a specific question. So for this section, the shortcuts and the fractions and percentages should be properly memorized. And then you can focus on your strengths. But then since we have to maximize the score, cannot completely neglect our weaknesses as well. So practice and, build up on your weaknesses and on the weak topics that you are not able to perform well on. So those topics need to be, given a little push in the last leg of your preparations this time. And then play on your strengths. That can definitely be the strategy. First, solve all the questions that you already are confident about, that can be solved under 1 minute of the given time. And then you can move on. After you're done with all your strengths, you can move on and solve questions that are taking a little time, or need to give a thought about it. So those questions can be solved towards the end. So through practice, you will be able to strategize this again, and you will be able to form a particular, a strategy of how you should be attempting questions that you already know, and what should be the exact time frame that should be allotted to each. And then there is, options to backtrack calculations. Again, a very common method which we use, which helped me as well while I was doing my attempt. So you backtrack calculations. That is the given options that are given there to you. You can do hit and trial, and you can check if that is working, if that comes about the question that is given. So that is again a very effective strategy if you want to solve a few lengthy questions. So that is one another trick. Again, review key geometric concepts like triangle, circle, and quadrilaterals. Again, a very important factor when it comes to geometry. So try to practice as many questions as are there, the past papers or the practices that you can get. And then there is skip questions which are lengthy, and revisit them after finishing up. As I earlier said, when you are done with your questions that are your strengths, and you have utilized the given time effectively, keep a small period of time in this where you want to focus on a few questions that are taking more time than expected, and then you can work upon that, and then you can maximize your score. So that is how you go about quantitative ability, this section. Moving on.
So here we are here with another surprise, everybody. So I request everybody to be ready with the pens and a notebook so that we can solve a quiz. So it is a 12-minute, 12-question quiz, and we will give around 13 minutes for everybody to solve, because it requires some basic data like your name and everything. So it's 6:42. So it's 6:43. So we'll keep this quiz open till 6:56. And so it does not have negative marking. We are here to answer all your doubts till the time you all are solving it. And we would be really happy. So here is the QR code. You can scan it. And if you are facing any difficulties, you can let us know in the chat box. We are looking at the chat box. And all the very best, guys. There is no negative marking. So this is your time to shine. And all the very best in solving the quiz. At the same time, we'll be answering some of your doubts if there are any in the comment section. So, okay, we have a question that which topics would you suggest to be more important right now in quants? So again, like we said, it is something which is very subjective. Arithmetic is very important, algebra is very important, modern maths is very important, geometry is very important. It all depends that what is your strength. You have prepared for enough time now for all the MBA preparation exams, MBA exams. So it all depends on your preparation. But again, play on your strength, but don't take it on your ego, because I love doing arithmetic. I love the time, speed, distance questions. But if I'm not able to solve, it should not be that I will solve this question. It is now a part of my ego. No, you should skip the question. Maybe come after you have solved all the questions. And at the same time, you should not neglect neglect your weaknesses, because sometimes, like I'll give my example. I was not very nice in geometry, but at the same time, it is very important for you to know all the basic formulas of every topic, because if there is a direct question of 1 mark in snap examination, 1 mark matters a lot, because every question, a correct question has 1 mark, and every wrong answer has minus 0.25. So the percentile fluctuates a lot on every half of 0.25 marks. So play on your strengths, don't neglect the weaknesses, know the basics of all the chapters, and I think you'll be good to go.
Okay, guys, those of you who are facing any problem in scanning the QR, the link will be pasted in the chat box, so you can even use that to get access of the quiz. And also, let me remind you once again, the deadline for this quiz is 6:55. So 2 minutes have already gone. You have 10 more minutes left. Till that time, I would like to take up one question that has been asked by Bhavya. The question is, what kind of books would you suggest? Okay, first of all, yes, call me ma'am. So don't. We are all students of SMHRD. We were in your shoes exactly this time last year. So yeah, you can call me by my name itself. And regarding the books, I would suggest this is not a time when you should go through books. But again, reading is very important, especially since you have to increase your vocabulary and in a way enhance your grammar. So for that reason, start reading newspapers or some articles. There are lots of good sources of articles on the net. You can go through them. Don't read more than 15 to 30 minutes per day. I think that is sufficient for now. Apart from that, for other tips or other ways of like improving your verbal section is go and practice a lot of mocks and keep a track of the questions which are your strengths and those which are your weaknesses.
So there's another question which asks, which is the best mock series in the market according to you? I would suggest that the mock series that the Thagat is offering, that would be one of the best sources to practice from when you go about mocks. And there are various different online resources as well when you've exhausted what the Thagat has to offer. And apart from that, you can also reach out to us at SCMHRD's official social media platforms, in where we are currently live with our rookie mock series. In that also we help a lot with the students preparations, and for that we would be pasting a few of the links on the chat box if you want to go about and explore more about the mocks that we have brought to you. We would be covering this shortly when you follow up with us in the entire session throughout, and we would be sharing more insights on that as well. But for now, I would like to say the mock series that the Thagat has to offer, and you can also have a look on the rookie mock series, as well as we have an official mock series surprise waiting for you ahead in this presentation. So stay tuned for more knowledge on the mock series.
And also to access the mocks just mentioned by Shivangi, you can check the chat box. The links have been pasted over there. And we would definitely encourage you to go and register for these mocks because, getting free as well as credible sources of mocks during this time is not a matter of joke. It will be highly beneficial if you register and attempt all these mocks right before your SNAP attempt. Guys, so 7 minutes are still left. Till then, you can ask more and more questions in the chat box, and we would be very happy to address them.
Again, to repeat, guys, is no negative marking in this quiz. Yes, you do have a negative marking in the actual SNAP examination, but here it is not there. So you can use your smart guesses, but I'll recommend that you use it at the end of the quiz if you're not able to solve any question. But till then, you can solve them. It is really an interesting quiz.
And do not forget that there are exciting prizes waiting for you at the end. So the top performers, we would be giving you exciting prizes if you perform the best. So give it your best, guys. So the last 5 minutes left for the quiz. I hope everybody is submitting already. And if you've already submitted, do let us know how it was.
Okay, so we got a very interesting question from Manas, and he's asking about SMHRD's business analytics course. Shivangi, why don't you take up this question?
Right, thank you, Mitika. So, yes, business analytics course at SEMHRD. Well, the eligibility for this is that you need to have at least 2 years of work experience. And with that, the course at SEMHRD, when it comes to business analytics, is very enriched with the faculty that is there on campus. And since I am, through the course right now here, so it is a great opportunity when it comes to business analytics. And since the domain is rising so well and the corporate demand in the industry is so high when it comes to business analytics. It is a course that at SEMHRD can, enhance your technical roots when it comes to if you are coming from the background. And that you can blend in with your business acumen that an MBA can offer. And that is a great opportunity when it comes to the corporates that are being derived from the data driven decisions right now. So yeah, at SEMHRD, the business analytics course, will offer a wide range of opportunities when it comes to live projects, the internships, and the placements that we are going to cover again ahead in the slides. So yeah. If you are looking forward to joining SEMHRD for business analytics, it is a great decision coming from someone who's already pursuing it right now. So yeah, go for it. All the best for your snap test, and I'm sure you will see you on campus when when the admissions happen.
So guys, only 2 minutes are left, and I'll take a question that how to improve time management per question. I think that is something again very subjective. Like we have discussed that it is quite possible for you to solve the VA section in around 7 to 8 to 9 minutes, and that will leave you with a lot of time for quants and LR. But at the same time, something which I can share my strategy, that was the round strategy. I used to first solve all the questions that I found were easy for me in round one, and I used to mark the ones which I will come back to later. And then I used to revisit them, and then I used to revisit them again if round three is needed. So at this time, you will not get stuck on one question if you are not able to solve it, and you can leave it and then go to the rest of the questions, solve them. If you are able to solve, well and good. If you're not able to solve, come back to the questions again. So this is how you can manage your time, and you will not waste time. But again, like I said before, that it is very important for you to let go of some things that you cannot solve. It is okay, because some questions might be there in the examination which are there to create a confusion in your mind or make you stuck on that question. So it is a great idea to just leave that question and move on to the next question.
Before asking them to submit, I have an interesting question by Ritik. So he's asking that he has got news about the 4 mocks that SMHRD is providing, and he is asking for some details. Yes, Ritik, you're absolutely right. So through our event Rookie, we are providing 3 mocks, 2 major mocks, that is 60 minutes, 60 questions, just like the real Snap question paper. And we have 1 mini mock, that is 30 minutes, 30 questions. And let me remind you, for all these 3, we have prizes for the top performers. So hurry up. It's a completely free source of mocks for you guys. 2 major and 1 mini mocks. Attempt it, and you never know that you might be one of the 3 top scorers who might be getting the prizes. Also, we have an official mock from SCMHRD's site, and we'll definitely be showing you the links and the QRs for all these mocks so that you can register. And yeah, so in total, we have 4 mocks, and I think this is an amazing source right before your snap test. Okay, guys, so the time is up. Please submit all of you, please submit, because we'll be closing the quiz soon.
And you have all the links for the mock, which just Mitika just told you. So all the links for those mocks, all the 4 mocks are pasted on the chat box. So go about that if you want to explore more.
Now I think we'll move forward with the presentation. So moving on to the next slide. Yes, so now we have discussed about the SNAP examination. We have given a wonderful mock. Now it's time to know more about our college, that is SCMHRD. Now we'll talk about the rankings, that it is ranked around 8th as the best masters in management in India by the Financial Times, 76th best masters in management globally by Financial Times, third best private B schools in Maharashtra by IIRF 2024 ranking, and best private B school fourth in India by IIRF 2024 ranking. So this shows that it is not only respected in India, but it is quite respected and famous globally because of the AACSB accreditation and NBA. The AACSB accreditation is something which SMHRD is really proud to have because it is among the top 5 B schools globally, which with this accreditation, and it is there with the big names that we have. So, and talking about the NBA accreditation for the same. So, this is something which provides that SCMHRD is the institute you can look forward to. So moving forward. So now talking about how to get into SCMHRD. So the first thing is, of course, that we have 3 snap attempts. Now I think all of us would have failed 1, 2, or 3 attempts as per your wish, and now it holds around 50% of the weightage. Then we have a group exercise which holds around 10% of the weightage. Then we have a personal interaction which holds around 40% of the weightage, and then we have the SCMHRD merit list at the end of it. Now talking about some differences that we can see in the slide, that here we are seeing GE, that is the group exercise, and not a GD. We have a tendency to learn and prepare for GDs, but here we have G. So I'll tell you the difference, what the difference is between a GD and a GE. In a GE, you are divided into groups of 6 to 8 people, depending on a lot of factors. Then you are given a common task, and you have to combine together. You have to work in a group and then come to a common consensus and find a solution to the given problem or the given task. This is exactly how the real world works. This is exactly how the corporate world works because you are never a lone wolf. You always have to work in teams, and SMHRD respects this value, and it is shown in the very beginning itself in the form of group exercise. Then we have personal interaction. Mind you guys, it is personal interaction and not an interview. So what is the difference? So the difference is that interview is somewhat which is really formal and one way, but in an interaction it is more, of course it is formal, but of course at the same time it is yet much casual, and it is all about you getting the aspirant, getting the candidate to know about the candidate. The interviews try to understand what kind of a person he is, about the co-curriculars, about the strengths and weaknesses, and all the interaction a very friendly one. And trust me guys, this is not because I'm saying because I'm from SMHRD. I have experienced this interaction experience, and it is quite friendly and one of the best throughout the country. And this is something which you guys can really look forward to because it is really fun. It is all about you as an aspirant and not about some random facts. So then again, we have the SCMHRD merit list. So moving on to the next slide. So
Uh,
yes, now we'll discuss about the placements. So I'll be taking first about MBA core. So what MBA core has? MBA core has 4 specializations, which has MBA in human resources, that is HR, MBA in sales and marketing, MBA in operations, and MBA in finance. So MBA core consists of these 4 specializations. Now placements are of 2 types. Number one is summer placements that are known as the SIPs, and number two is the final placements, which are after you complete your MBA, and SIPs are after you complete the first year of your MBA. It is a 2 month internship. So the highest stipend is 4.5 lakhs for MBA core. The average stipend is 2.48, and the median is 2 lakhs. And at the same time, the final placement, the highest is 38 lakhs, the average is 24.28, and the median is 22.8 lakhs. We are pasting the link for the placement reports in the chat box. And at the same time, we'll move on to the next slide. So, okay, before discussing about MBA in business analytics data, we'll take some of the questions. Mithila, would you like to go with some of the questions?
Yes, definitely, Sarthak. I would like to take up Ved's question. So he's asking that he has been attempting a lot of mocks these days, but his scores are fluctuating a lot, and this is causing him a little bit of stress. Ved, yeah, I would like to tell you that we all have been in your place. But again, since around 7 days, 8 days are left for the first attempt of SNAP, this is high time you keep yourself calm. Do not stress a lot. What I would suggest is, instead of looking at the marks or what percentile you're scoring in the mocks, look at where you are not being able to score. Where are the particular zones that are causing negative marks, or whether you're not able to attempt those particular questions at all. And then you have to address another thing. Where are you lacking? Is it that you're not able to manage time? Is it not that you're not able to solve as many questions within that 60 minutes? Or you are not able to, answer certain kinds of questions. So you have to understand where you are lacking basically. And accordingly, as we all have mentioned, and we'll mention again, analyzing where you are going wrong is very important. You attempt 50, 60 mocks, but do not analyze, you're just looking at the scores, will not help you even a little bit. But instead, if you just attempt 5 to 10 mocks and you analyze, you realize your mistake. And before attempting the next mock, if you have a target that, yes, I was not able to score in these particular sections, but this time I'm preparing and I will give my best and I will increase my marks by 0.25 or 0.5, whatever be your target. In this way, only you can be able to improvise yourself. And for this, again, tracking is very important. You can keep a notebook, you can maintain in an Excel sheet, any how you would like to do it, but keep a track of the areas that you are lacking behind and work upon them instead of stressing. And yeah, please chill. This is not the moment to stress at all. You will do the best the more you keep yourself calm.
So, okay, now we'll move on with the presentation that for MBA in Business Analytics that we discussed about in one of the questions as well. So, for the summer placements, the highest stipend is 3 lakhs. For the average is 1.38 and the median is 1.4 lakhs. That is for a period of 2 months, of course. And the final placements, the highest is 41.9 lakhs. I repeat, 41.9 lakhs. The average is 22.14. So this shows, and this is an indication that uh, business analytics is one of the most important fields, one of the most important growing fields, and SMHRD recognizes this. And all the companies and the industries which are interested in this, they come to SMHRD to hire, and they offer pretty well in terms of exposure as well. So moving on to the next slide. Talking about MBA in Infrastructure Development and Management, that is MBA in IDM. For the summer placement, the highest is 2.5 lakhs, the average is 0.71 lakhs, and the median is 0.70 lakhs. At the same time, for final placements, the highest is 28.9 lakhs, and the average is 15.98 lakhs. Again, Infrastructure Development and Management is a very niche yet important course which is growing. And this is something which will evolve over the period of time, and SMHRD recognizes the effort. And again, the companies who value this field come to this field come to SMHRD to hire, and they've offered pretty good roles, and this is the way to go. So I'll take one question before moving on to the next slide. That somebody has asked that how to deal with the competition. I believe that is something I understand where you are coming from. It's quite a tense situation about all the exams around the corner, being CAT and MAT, SNAP, that all the examination, and we really respect the thoughts behind it. But at the same time, I think competition is something which is very important, and that is the fun of all the exams. About the competition, the main thing is something that you all need to keep in mind, that this is not the end of the world. You need to focus, you need to study really hard, but you at the same time, like Ritika said, this is not the time to take stress. It is the time to chill. It is the time to understand what are your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and work on them. And this is how you can deal with the competition. But again, if you find that the exam is easy, or you find if the exam is difficult, it is with everybody. So it is a percentile based exam. So you are a part of competition while fighting for the competition. So the mindset is very important. It should be a positive one, because negative mindset will not take you anywhere. So it's really important. I know it's easier to say rather than doing it, but this is the only way, just to hold your nerves and just to relax at the same time. You need to trust yourself. You need to trust your preparation, and I think you'll be good to go. So moving on to the next slide. So these are some of our recruiters which we have on the slide. Of course, we have a lot of more recruiters, but again, because we cannot put all of them on one slide, we have put only some of them. So these are some of the famous big names that we can see here, be it Hilti, Google, JPMC, Airtel, Providence, Kotak, and ITC, GSK, Godrej, and Havells. So a lot of companies come to our campus for placements, be it SIPs or be some internship programs, SIPs, or be it the final placements, which provide you pretty good experience with pretty good experience in the MNCs as well and at all the companies, and it's a really big way to go. So moving on to the next slide.
So, talking about the clubs and committees on campus, I would like to specifically mention that all the clubs and committees here are all student driven, and these committees do take part in one of the most important responsibilities of a university. And there are a lot of activities that hold a lot of importance that are on the shoulders of the students, guided well by the faculty and the admin officials here, definitely. But then, here, with this exposure of joining clubs and committees and doing such activities helps us boost a lot of confidence and personality development when it comes to your not only your academic growth but your personality development as well. So for to know more about the clubs and committees, we have the link pasted in the chat box for you to follow, and I would like to mention specifics here as well. So for the admissions and PR team, in which a committee which we have on campus, me, Sarthak, and Mitrika come from the admissions and PR committee, and we do take part in organizing and helping the university with the PR related activities. And not only that, but the admissions process that is there for the university is taken care by the admissions and PR committee. Then we have the corporate relations team, in which the placements and the summer internships that are there on campus, all of that is dealt with the corporate relations team. Again, not to mention that all of these committees are student driven, and all of these special responsibilities are taken up by the students of the university. And then comes the alumni relations team, and alumni relations team would be dealing with the relations of the alumni, the esteemed alumni that are associated with SCMHRD, with the university, and how esteemed alumni who are set at the top leadership levels of different companies stay connected and help our students that are currently there at SCMHRD grow through their experiences. So that is something that is taken care by the alumni relations team. Then we have NEEV, which are responsible for organizing the annual fests and events of the college. Then we have the management committee, who takes part in the management activities related stuff here on campus. Then we have Samatva. Samatva is again a committee that takes initiative in social events. We have various events that goes about through all of these committees, like econ, which is related to the entrepreneurship abilities, enhancing them amongst the students. Media and PR cell, which again is something that uplifts the media capabilities of student scope, guest lecture team, sports committee, analytics committee, infrastructure committee, and cultural committee. So all of these committees led by the students on campus are in great way affecting, enhancing and influencing the personality development of each and every student on campus. Moving on. So there's a walkthrough of our campus in this slide, in which you will see pictures of different areas of the campus at SCMHRD. The first picture is our college itself, and then comes the auditorium space that is there on campus, which is very highly equipped to hold different guest lectures, different meetings across the academic year. And then we have the Simbi Eat that you can see. So Simbi Eats is a place where, apart from your mess food, which is again very excellent, not to mention that our mess food is great. Sarthak enjoys the dal of our mess a lot. But then we have Simbi Eats, in which you get more cuisines when you are not very fond of the menu of that day. So yeah, Simbi Eats and Urban Katta, for that matter, comes for your rescue. Urban Katta is a place where, when we are done with the committee work, we are done with the academic assignments, Urban Katta comes to our rescue even at 3 to 4 in the morning, and we, from the admissions team and also our friends together, like to hang out and have our time there. So that is all about the eateries at SCMHRD.
Yes, in fact, I remember that I made friends with Sarthak in our Urban Katta one night at around 4 a.m. So he was jamming there, and that is how yeah, we became friends.
Right, Mitika. Yes, I do remember that Sarthak jamming around the place. Right. So following that, we have the library, which is equipped with a lot of variety of knowledgeable resources that can help you with your academics. And not only that, but if you're interested in any other research, so we have a lot of books, fiction and non-fiction. We have research papers, etc., and then online resources as well. So this particular facility of the library is open for us 24/7. And then comes the swimming pool and the gymnasium. So if anybody is interested in any physical activities post their academic and different curriculum assignments, etc., so a break for your physical activities to keep your mind in place when you are dealing with so much on campus. So gymnasium and the swimming pool again comes to your rescue. So yeah, this is all about the campus and a walkthrough of our campus. Moving on.
So before we talk about the events and campaigns, there is a question by Ved that is it a good time to take up new topics or should I focus on the topics that I'm familiar with? For example, TSD is weak, so is it a good idea for me to take this up and practice it instead? Again, we'll repeat that you should strengthen up your strengths already and be more comfortable with the topics that you are comfortable with. But at the same time, you should not at all neglect your weaknesses because sometimes you might get a direct question in the exam which is a 1 mark question and 1 mark actually makes a difference. Maybe you can get if I'll take an example of TSG, maybe you'll get a direct question from maybe upstream or downstream, which is a direct formula. And if you are not aware of the formula, then it is like losing a 1 mark, which can actually matter. So you should know about the basics of everything that is there in quant, everything which is there in LR. But at the same time, you should be familiar. We should be very good with your strengths. That can be anything, depends on person to person. So this is the right time to strengthen your strengths and to also play on your weaknesses and know the basics of all the formulas.
Okay, so talking about our events and campaigns. So as the admissions and PR team of SMHRD, we run a lot of events and campaigns throughout the year on our social media handles, which are related to topics that will encourage aspirants to take up SNAP exam and also to prepare them on how they can, improve their preparation. So like we have a social media campaign called Word Up where we post questions from the verbal section. We have logical amethyst for the logical and analytical reasoning questions. We have formula of the week for quant section. And also we organize a large number of events. Like this is the MBA Jam, as we've already mentioned, this is our flagship event where we reach out to students to, you know, to give them the last minute strategies for SNAP. We also had a similar event called Aspirant Outreach Drive, which was also to target audience that is aspirants to take up SNAP exam. Uh, so yes, that was targeted for that. We had a national case study competition called Strategy. We have the event called Rookie, which is still ongoing as we have mentioned the 3 quizzes. So basically Rookie had daily quizzes and yesterday the daily quizzes thing ended and we were actually having weekly winners for the people who were participating in the daily quizzes. So we have campaigns like Things You Don't Know About SMHRD, where we share certain aspects of SMHRD which is not known to the common audience. And again, we have campaigns like Tranquility Tales, where we not only all the campaigns and events are meant to prepare the students with this SNAP preparation. But Tranquility Tales has a very different perspective. It is how students can tackle all the anxiety and all the fear that comes, which is very relevant. We can completely understand as we were also in the same position as you are now in the previous year. So the different types of mental problems that students can face. So we have Tranquility Tales for that to help them tackle those situations. And in order to check out all these events and campaigns, we have already pasted the link for all our social media handles on the chat box. So you can refer to that link and you will be directed to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all the social media channels that we have and where we share all these events and campaigns. The next slide, please. Okay, we have been talking a lot about Rookie since the beginning of our session itself. As I've already mentioned, in this particular Rookie, we have 2 major quizzes and 1 mini quiz. 2 major quizzes exactly Snap-like. Just like Snap has 60 minutes and 60 questions to be attempted, we also have a similar pattern and similar timing and everything. And for the 1 mini quiz, there will be 30 questions and 30 minutes allotted. So the first round will be the mini quiz, followed by the two major quizzes. And let me mention you here that these quizzes have been like the title sponsor for these quizzes have been Patrick 100 in collaboration with SMHRD. And again, there will be winners for all the three quizzes, and the top performers of all these quizzes will be getting prizes from SMHRD. So the QR has been displayed on the screen. You can kindly scan there and register yourselves for now and attempt the quizzes on the particular dates mentioned. If someone of you has a problem scanning this QR code, you can also refer to the chat box where all the links have been pasted, and you can use the link to register yourselves. Let's wait on the slide for another 30 to 40 seconds if possible, so that everyone can access the QR of the link. And also we'd request you guys, if you can kindly mention in the chat box if you have already scanned and registered, so that we can move ahead.
Again, guys, the dates for the tests are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, which are a couple of days before your first snap attempt, that is on the 8th. So it is quite a good opportunity for everybody because these are completely free of cost, and these are very well designed, keeping the snap pattern and difficulty level in mind. So it's a great opportunity for everybody for the major and full length and half length mocks. So all the best, everybody, and please do register, and all the very best.
Can some of you please mention in the chat box whether you have registered or not? We'll move ahead accordingly.
So, coming from personal experience, when you are at the last leg of your preparations, you certainly want to find few resources which are credible when it comes to your practice mocks. So, I think this is one thing that can help you a lot. For me, last year as well, when there was Rookie 8.0 running, so I had taken part in that was very, very effective for me as well. So, I would suggest everyone who is focusing on Snap this year, this is the last leg of your preparations, and this can take you to a great level of preparation and accuracy and precision because this is designed in a way that can resemble Snap in the closest way possible. So I would suggest that you go about and register for this and appear for the upcoming mocks.
So moving on to the next slide. No, so now we SMHRD are very proud and happy to announce the official Snap Mock by SMHRD. So again, this is completely free of cost, and this will be live on Unstock from the 5th of December, which is again 3 days before your first actual Snap attempt. So again, this is free of cost on the same platform that we had shown in the previous slide. And again, you can scan the QR code, and we are pasting the link in the chat box. We are here to solve any doubts, any queries you might have while registering. We are looking at the chat box, guys, and again, this is free of cost, so all the very best. And this is the time to register, and we are here to solve your doubts.
So for those of you who cannot scan the QR, you can also refer to the link pasted in the chat box, and you can register from there as well.
So I hope everybody has registered who is seeing the YouTube, and moving on to the next slide. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for bearing us, and we hope we did not bore you much. So this is the last QR code, and we promise this is the last QR code for all of you to scan. And this is about our official social media channels, be it Telegram, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And so we are also pasting the link in the chat box. And thank you, Tathagat Institute, for giving us this opportunity, and it was really great interacting with you guys. But before we end, again, like we promised, that we have that we had a surprise, which was a quiz, and now we have winners, which will have some gifts as well for them. So I think Shivangi, would you like to take the name of the winner?
Sure, Sarthak. So, as promised, we have the top two performers for today's quiz. So, the top performer for today is Madhvi Keshri. So, congratulations, Madhvi. And the second best performer for today is Divyansh Jain. So, congratulations, Madhvi and Divyansh. You did great today, going well with your preparations. And for the others who have attempted and have not made it up to the top two, don't worry. You are doing great with your preparations, and it is just the last leg, and you have to give it your all in this last leg. So all the best, guys, and do stay tuned. The top performers, we would be sharing your surprise shortly over email. So yeah, thank you so much, and have a great preparation and a great snap ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. And also, thanks to the Dhagat for giving us this opportunity to having the session with your students today. We wish all the students to give their best. We would definitely want you to ace snap, score 99 percentile, and join us and be here with the on our campus with us at SMHRD. All the best to all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Call करो you.